Hello, welcome to another episode of SDS, and today, as you can see, we are doing a Champions League roundup. And how convenient we're bringing it to the main channel for once. After a certain result, yeah, we moved it from extra to the main channel.
Hey, you haven't hosted in a while. You hosted recently, and now you're coming back when Arsenal wins 7-1.
I mean, hey.
Have you even done a Champions League roundup?
No, because they were
I hope you guys can see what's really going on here, because it's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous, man.
It just no, but I was already booked in to be here today. It just happened. It happened to me.
Oh, coincidence.
A coincidence,
Okay,
yeah. So obviously today we're doing a Champions League roundup on the main channel. So if you've been watching it on extra, a lot of you guys said this is main channel content. So today we're bringing it, especially for you guys as main channel content. Let me introduce my cast for you today. Next to me, my vice captain, Lias. Welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
We're obviously doing the Champions League roundup. So as the vice captain, give me the round. Pick the player.
I was getting ready for United straight right there. I was just bracing myself.
No, I'm a change man.
You were up next.
It was PTSD. I was like, we're on the Champions League roundup. He thought I was going to say, I know United's not in it. He's starting to get
I'm the only winner on this table, though.
No. Huh? The only one. Champions League winner?
Yeah.
No, you're right. Lucky, though. Especially the last two, especially
three times lucky.
Yeah. One of them you won alive, so you are a United fan, doesn't count.
Yo.
The other two were two last minute goals, one was penalties. It's not really like a dominant. It's not a dominant wins, you know what I mean?
Right. At least, fluke win, dominant win. At least it's still a win. How about that?
A win is a win, baby.
We've got a Champions League winner on the table, so that's why you're here.
Thank you.
Opposite him, Fuad, of course, here on the table, Champions League finalist a few years ago, and Ilyas as well. Ilyas, why are you wearing the bag? What's going on?
You not see the spit that came out of his mouth?
Hey.
Oh my days.
Hey,
I don't want to get caught in that crossfire.
hold on. Says the guy getting facials 2 weeks ago. That would have been Justin. Talk to me, bro.
He kept the shirt on this time.
I might need a facial after this.
He kept the shirt on this time too.
That's why I get it, and I think that's why I split you guys up. I can't have you guys next to each other just yet. You know
Splash zone.
Obviously,
Splash
splash zone.
I'll try not to interrupt you today, man.
Yeah, he put in a request as well. He said you might get me this time, so I made sure to separate you guys. So
it's all good.
You've been.
I can't reach from there. It's
exactly.
all good.
So today you don't have to focus on too much responsibilities as the host or vice captain. You can just be yourself.
I appreciate
and
it.
hopefully you get a calm today.
It's good to be back. Just having fun, you know what I mean?
A little something there, isn't
Really exciting week of Champions League football this week. There's a lot of things to talk about, a lot to unpack. But it's an especially exciting week and especially exciting time for SDS at the moment. For one reason, guys, as you can see the shirt I'm wearing right now and the shirt that is in the set at the moment behind Fuad over there. This shirt means a lot to us. It is SDSFC.
Hey.
SDSFC.
We here, baby.
Wow.
Gorgeous shirt.
Thank you very much, man. It's a nice vibes. Reminds me a bit of like Nigeria vibes, but also the green for SDS. And it means a lot because right now we are in the process of a Baller League team. We have started a team. We are starting very soon. The draft is actually on Monday and the season starts on the 24th of March. Guys, listen, let me talk to you guys quite frankly and openly before we get into the podcast. We started this podcast years ago, right? 2021, we started this podcast. The reason why you guys love us, the reason why you guys have been watching us, the reason why we have such a great chemistry is that we all support different teams, right? We just had a banter right now of Arsenal United. You guys in the comments are fans of Newcastle, Real Madrid, Everton, whatever you guys support. So we have that relationship between each other. We have that banter. We can still argue on the weekends and banter each other, but this gives us a chance to support the same team for once. Now, all of us get to support the same team, represent the same team, and you guys as well as the SDS supporters. From the start, if you've been there from the start, if you've been there from the last year, been there from the last 2 weeks, even if it's your first time watching us, guys, you are one of us. You're an SDS member, you're an SDS FC fan, I hope. And to do that, the first step for us that means a lot to us is if you follow our socials before we even start the process. If you follow our Instagram, we're posting a lot of content. You get to see what we do, what we get up to, the kit reveals, the player reveals, the draft day, everything we do. It would mean so much to us if you follow us, especially on Instagram. Our Twitter is also on the screen as well, but we really want to grow the Instagram before the process even starts. So if you guys do love us, if you guys have been watching us, please follow us on socials, follow the process. We're all supporting the same team for once. On the weekend, we'll be rivals. And on every Monday night, we'll be supporting the same team. So SDSFC is about to start. We're really excited for the process, and I hope you guys are too.
What a speech, man. Wow. You know what? Oh, captain, my captain.
El Capitan, it's good to have you back, baby.
I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited. And also, I'll be head coach as well.
Hey, come on, baby.
I'll be open to criticism and just.
You go get it, man. Don't worry.
I'm sure I will. Yeah.
I'm gonna stream it.
We need that tactical breakdown.
Stop it there.
Hopefully, we don't need to write the storm this season.
Levi hopefully is going to ride the storm if anything goes bad. We'll see. But honestly, guys, I appreciate you guys so much. So that is a fun, exciting time ahead for SDS. But on to the Champions League this week. We're going to start with the holders. Real Madrid. It was derby of some case. It was Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid in the first round. First leg, it was a close affair. But Real Madrid came out on top with a 2-1 victory. What a game, man. I mean, listen, a couple good goals. Rodrigo started the game really, really well. What a great, finish. Put himself in mark. Did the John Cena celebration.
Don't forget the R, man.
Good time,
don't forget me. You can't see me. John Cena celebration, obviously. Julian Alvarez as well. Another good goal. And then Raheem Diaz as well. Like, just 3 very, very good goals. And let's talk about it, man. This is the most goals scored in their first Champions League / European Cup campaign for Atletico Madrid. Valva and Deco scored 8. Julian Alvarez has scored 7 already in his first campaign for Atletico Madrid. He's doing really well as well. Julian Alvarez over there. Do Man City should they regret getting rid of him?
I think
is that
the
something
amount they got for him is not a regret.
Yeah, I think the amount, considering they paid 14 million as well, and I think he started to almost become underappreciated. I felt like in his last year, he's one of those players that I feel like sacrifices his role for the team, and I think similarly with Rodrigo, funnily enough as well, sacrifices himself for the team, and I feel like sometimes those players get overlooked and underappreciated, and only in certain moments when they step up, like in this game, you think, wow, what a player. And I think Alvarez over the past couple of weeks, he's come huge for them. This season, I think he's got 10 goals in the league already, and that finish was just like a reminder of, hey, I've still got that bit of quality.
Oh yeah, we always knew he had that.
Yeah.
I think
it's so weird, the discourse around Alvarez. Like, even you just said now, like, oh, it's a reminder. This guy won the World Cup.
Bro,
starting striker. Like, he led the line for the World Champions.
The first 12 months when we were introduced to him was him coming off the back of that River Plate 6 months, won the treble in the first 6 months, won the World. It was like he'd completed football within 18 months.
Where did you get your motivation after that? Like, how are you motivated?
Do it all over again, man.
Yeah. But then, of course,
again, in my head, it fills me. I'll be like, of course I want it, but I want to be like
the main guy.
Yeah,
and I think that's part of the reason why he decided
like
to
he
leave.
won it, but of course I think he wants to be.
And I think he was a victim not victim, right? Because he won a lot at City, but in terms of, I think it's very difficult to shine when Haaland is the main striker, arguably the best in the world. He's playing out of position at times. He started getting some criticism last year because he wasn't performing at his best in a position he never played before. But you could definitely argue as well too, that's probably improved him even more now because his overall game as a center forward, it's pretty well-rounded. He doesn't really have too many flaws in his game. And his finishing, I think, has always been something. The way he strikes a ball, the conviction behind it, always been one of his best
And I think
strengths.
what you said there, last year he was playing an 8 at times, playing out wide at times, and now it's almost like a complete different role where he's almost on an island at times where you've only got Griezmann as like the nearest man to him. But all in all, I think walking away from this, Atletico aren't going to be too upset by this result. I think when he took off Griezmann and brought on, was it Lenormand in the second half, I thought, what kind of dark wizardry do you have planned for the second leg? Because I said he's resting his guys basically, and I think 2-1 going back to the wonder.
It's going to be an interesting second leg. But let's talk about Madrid because they got Real Madrid. Well, they got the job done in the first tie. But is it job done or is it?
No,
it's
nowhere
still
near.
not.
Not against the Simeone side.
But
no.
Yeah, with this game, I mean, let's open this game. Real Madrid. What do we think about them? Do we think they're going to be serious challenges again?
Of course,
they always are.
They've got Jude back for the second leg. I see.
Yeah,
Jude will be back.
That's a big thing because looking on here, Camavinga didn't have the greatest game. He came off in the 60th minute, but I think Valverde was probably, from what I watched in that game, was probably their best player on the pitch. He was unreal.
That assist to the first goal.
He was amazing. But for me, do you know what it is for me? It wasn't just the assist. It was what Rodrigo done. Rodrigo pulls out, I can't remember who's playing left back, pulls him out, I think it's Galan. Pulls him out wide, leaves that space in behind, and the weight of pass was perfect. And the cut in 3 times, 3 defenders are all running across, and then that finish was beautiful.
As well.
Yeah, that finish was beautiful.
To Faisal though. Obviously, I know he just gasses everyone up, but he's been saying Valverde is the best in the world for like.
No, let's remember what he said a while ago. He said he would retire better than Steven Gerrard. Do you remember when he said that?
Everything.
I remember when he said that.
But he's been saying everything.
That was crazy.
But is that too crazy to say?
It's very crazy to say.
Like to me, obviously, I'm a Gerrard fan.
I like the comparison.
Bro, the guy's 26.
I like the comparison too.
Is it too crazy to say?
I like the comparison too.
I don't know if it's
But
not
quality-wise, I think Gerrard had more quality. But in terms of who's the closest player to that mold of player in the modern game, I think it is Fede Valverde. And the fact that What I love about him the most, he just sets a standard of excellence no matter where he is on the pitch. Whether he plays right back, right mid, right wing, central midfield, it doesn't matter where he plays. You're getting a minimum 7.5 out of 10.
I'd say 8, bro.
Yeah,
he's a model of consistency.
It might be even like low. And his game is just so well. I love Fede.
Let's call it 8.2.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, on average, yeah.
Negotiate.
Was that Sharky math? Yeah, we ain't heard that in a minute, by the way. Sharky math.
No. I stopped, man.
But what I like about him is, I remember there was a point where they were where like Real Madrid fans were saying, if we were to sell one of our midfielders, remember there was Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Bellingham, and Valverde. They were like, oh, it'll probably be Valverde because he never plays in his favoured position. All these guys.
That's why you keep him, though. That's
why you keep him. But imagine having that luxury of saying we've got all these 4 unbelievable midfielders. I know now Tchouaméni's not the best out of the lot, but at the time when they signed him, he was a big talent.
He's coming back to form lately.
He's come back to form, but now if you was to redo that conversation, they'll probably say Tchouaméni's the one that they'll get rid of out of the 4. It's confusing. Like it's such a tough decision.
Fede for me is the bar.
Yeah, they need him.
Bar Jude has to play, right? Because he's the magic man.
Yeah.
But Fede after him has to play.
He's untouchable for them. He's one of the untouchables.
The work rate that he provides in there, the passing, the shoot. He's so good, man.
And his passing's incredibly underrated.
Incredible,
yeah.
bro.
I think that's the one thing you see with Madrid, though, in these knockout stages all the time. Like, individuals always step up. They might not put in the team performance, if you like, where it's kind of dominant front foot football, but players will always step up. And someone else we've got to talk about, Brahim Diaz, who I think his career has been so up and down at Madrid, but this season looks more consistent, playing a more important role. And coming, obviously, Moroccan boy, I'm sure you had
not even because of that. He barely right. He just changed his name, man.
No, but I thought this game, the goal was kind of prime Brahim Diaz, if that makes sense. And he had a similar run earlier in the first half where he went jink past like 4 guys like that. It was almost like a warning shot. But I thought it was just Ferland Mendy getting 2 assists back to back as well.
He played well as well, too.
I'm like, yo, but this is what Madrid do when they get to these kind of knockout stages. Individuals will be like, you know what, it's my time to shine.
Especially
Last year we saw Joselu, Bellingham, Vinny.
Especially in a game too where Mbappe and Vinny, who are like the 2 guys when you talk about Champions League resume, they're probably the best in the game in terms of who's playing currently. They had horrible games. Mbappe was a no-show.
Non-existent.
Vinicius, I think, has had a rough few months, to be honest with you. I don't think he's really gotten back to his best in the last few months.
Since that tweet.
Hopefully they keep that same energy against us in the next round.
Anyways, but I wanted to say, like, even in their absence, for me, Brahim Diaz now has done this a few times. Last year against Leipzig, we came into the lineup, I think, was it Vinicius maybe who was missing from that game, scored a big goal. Let's not forget Man City the last round. He comes on to get the
last round.
Atleti in the Copa del Rey, I think last season I want to say as well too. And then now again this game. I always looked at Brahim, like Faisal used to talk to me about Brahim, and I was like, he's okay, man. Like, he's decent. But the more I think about it, every time they call up on him, he has his influence on the game. He's a great player to call up on.
So you remember like a couple of years ago when they had like Isco, James, and they would always call on one of them off the bench, and it would just make a little bit of a difference. Just quality off the bench. I think that's what he is essentially.
So who do you owe an apology to, Faisal or Brahim Diaz?
Brahim, not the Faisal.
I just want to make sure.
He said don't go too far.
My bad.
But yeah, Rodrigo, man, like that guy is special, bro. That guy's so special. The fact he doesn't even play on his favorite side, bro. He literally sacrifices himself, plays on his least favorite side, and still comes up with moments like that. I love Rodrigo, man.
Yeah, I don't think he sacrifices himself because it's not a decision he makes.
Yeah.
But I think he's just
but he is, because he could genuinely say if he wanted to,
I'm going to go to
a different club or something like that. I'm not happy enough just being part of a great team. Let me go somewhere else. He's happy enough to be part of an amazing team. He knows he'll contribute when he has to. He knows he's not going to play in his favorite.
And whenever
position.
he's linked away, he doubles down.
Yeah, he's like, I'm happy here, bro. Fairs.
Yeah.
Waste man, come on. I mean, like, go
Arsenal, man. We need to
play in your position, man.
That's the crazy thing. He leaves Madrid. He walks into
99%
any team.
But that's the thing. You don't leave Madrid.
I think the 3 best left wingers in the world play for Real Madrid.
100%.
Yeah,
Mbappe. 1, 2, and 3. I think they all play for Real.
Yeah.
But you don't leave Real Madrid. Like,
you don't.
How can you leave? Like, there's nowhere else.
That's the pinnacle of football.
The only way he's down. And Isaac, how old is he? What, 24?
Yeah, you don't
Brazilian. He's got the culture there.
No, but we've got a good Brazilian culture in London, though. We've got a good Brazilian culture.
They got London, but we got Gabriel Martinelli.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in London. We've got a lot of good Brazilians.
Junction, Kenzo Rise.
We've got Housden, Elephant Castle.
Yeah, El Fort, you got the Latino.
He can go there and he speaks Spanish as well.
We can look after him.
He's good. He's good.
Look after him, man. He'll enjoy himself.
They got a good Bengali community in London as well, too, for Rodrigo.
Whitechapel! Yeah, literally, Whitechapel. Whitechapel if you want.
Yeah, come on, man. He's good in the hood, man. He's already got northwest, east, and west covered. He's good, man. He's good.
There you go. Multicultural.
This is their salsa to Rodrigo. Leave 15-time Champions League winners for Whitechapel.
Come on, he won't get the keys to the city in Madrid. He'll get the keys to the city here.
14-time FA Cup winners, not enough, no?
Yeah, come on, man.
Not enough.
Invincibles.
Yeah, they ain't got that one. What do we think? How do we think the second leg is gonna go though?
It's tough to say, man. Atletico at home are so good.
Yeah.
They're so good. And they could have actually got something from this game.
Yeah. Okay, I want to say, because it is tough to call. Like, I want to say predict, but how do we think, start with Atletico, how do we think they're going to approach the second leg? Because they have to win the game. They can't sit back, defend, and hold on to. If they had a result at Bernabeu, they could have sat back and maybe hope for a counter and get a goal. But this one, they have to go for it. So how do you think both teams will approach it?
Last year, if you guys remember the game against Atletico, we watched it together. We were in Qatar last year.
Yeah.
At the San Siro, I thought Inter battered them. They were the much better team. They only left with a 1-0 advantage. I think it was Arnautovic that day. The return leg in the Wanda, that's one of the worst games I've ever seen Inter play because of how good Atletico were. So at home, they're a much different team. They play with more intensity. I think they take the game to the opposition way more than they do, maybe a bit more reactive away from home. So I think they're going to take it to Real Madrid. I think they're going to be in their face. I think the Jude return is big because I think in midfield, he's the silk to kind of the steel of the other guys. But I find it so hard to look away from Real Madrid, man, in this competition. Like, they don't always play the best, but as you said, the best players for them almost always find a way of just coming up clutch in those moments.
I weirdly think Atletico could sneak it, and it could be almost like the surprise result of the round. Because I think Wanda, the Metropolitano, I think is similar like Anfield in terms of European nights. I really think it sets an atmosphere. It's a cauldron. You don't want to be there. And I think the way Atletico are going to come out, they're not the kind of punch you in your face 24/7. They can play attacking football and they will take the game to them. I don't know. Could this be the time where maybe Madrid's lucky charm runs out? And I know you're looking at it thinking how with all the superstars they have, but hey, it's at some point it's got to be tested. And I think if there's going to be one team that can poop the party, it's Atletico Madrid. They're already trying to do it in the league.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
League and Champions League double.
I feel
Diego.
I wouldn't say.
Can I dream, Diego?
That's a big dream. You know what it is, though?
dream.
Can you see Mbappe and Vinny playing as badly as they did in the first leg?
Not back to back.
Yeah,
but
both of them.
both of them,
And I think with Jude coming back in, there'll be a tactical change, and it will benefit both of them. Because when Jude plays, he makes a big difference for both of their star players. So
of course.
For me, I just think defensively as well, maybe Atletico aren't as resolute.
They're not like what they used to be,
individually anyway.
Individually,
But I still think there's something in them just because of it being at the Wanda.
They're changing the name of it again, by the way.
Don't tell me some sponsorship.
It's like Wanda's technically a sponsorship anyways, bro. Yeah.
I thought it was named after some like historic lady, the former president's wife or something.
Wanda
isn't Wanda like a Marvel character or something?
Yeah.
Wanda Maximoff.
No, you're not saying the stadium's named after Marvel character.
It's technically called the Metropolitano Stadium. Wanda is
brand.
it's
And they add that to
it's
the
actually
Wanda
Chinese.
mix.
It's a Chinese multinational conglomerate founded in Dalian. And now they're going to be calling it the Riyadh Air Metropolitano.
Riyadh season.
Saudis are in there quick, man. But bro, I'm annoyed because I just got finished calling it the Vicente Calderon. But we called that for so long.
But that's the thing. Look, this is the Middle East dominance.
Yeah.
We now have the Etihad Stadium, the Emirates Stadium, and now the Riyadh.
Yeah.
This is the Middle East.
And it's still coming back to
This is the
Santiago
Middle East.
Bernabeu, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That's hilarious.
They should announce that on Eid. Just like
rub it in.
I'm thinking. I predict a draw at best, and I think Madrid will go through. But then you never know. It could be a draw tight game, and maybe we'll see a late goal from Atleti take it to extra time.
With their substitutes, by the way, they're the best in terms of making changes during a game. They bring on 5 guys at once. Sorloth comes on.
I think they've got the most goals.
Correa.
I think they've got the most goals off the bench this season.
No one uses their bench more than them. Like you're saying, Griezmann. You're just resting. No, they take off Griezmann and Alvarez normally almost every single game.
And that's
the
how
other
I'm
week.
planning to do it as well in Baller League. I'm trying to do 5-1. We're talking about tactically. We're
talking about
5-1.
So he's basically Diego Simeone.
Similar.
My gaffer.
He might hopefully get the same work rate out of his plays.
100%. That's what I prioritize. Work rate. Great. Predictions for the tie. Who goes through?
Real Madrid for me.
Real Madrid.
I'm gonna go Atleti. I'm gonna stick to Atleti. I want to see Faisal tears.
You're gonna need the performance of the lifetime.
I need
Faisal tears.
Faisal meltdown.
Faisal tears.
European Roundup the day after.
You have to come to the pod with like a bag of his tears.
Bro. Big bag. Big Tesco bag.
I got Real Madrid. I think Jude will just seal the win for them.
Yeah, I think Madrid. I think Madrid as well.
Do I need to give a round of applause?
Yeah, give us a round of applause.
Round of applause for me. I have to go for Fede Valverde. Excuse me. So complete, so good.
Federico.
El Capitano, man.
Wow. A couple numbers for you guys. We spoke about Rodrigo, obviously. Wow, what a game for him. He completed 52 out of his 57 passes, 28 final third passes. Obviously, possession won 4 times, got a goal. 1 chance created, 2 shots. I mean, they've got so many players. If he's creating a few of these chances, imagine when Vinny and Mbappe and Brahim.
See what Jude said about him the other day.
Add them all together, that's about 15 chances a game. What did you say about him?
See what Jude said. He called him the most talented player on the team. He said no, Rodrigo.
Oh, Rodrigo.
He said Rodrigo was the most talented player.
Yeah. I think Jude's been giving Rodrigo his flowers for a while, to be honest, because he knows he's the integral part of the thing.
Yeah.
And also maybe he's trying to be a leader and trying to keep him.
Exactly. And what I really like as well is Jude's mum made the boss call as well.
Jude's what?
Jude's mum made the boss call. Did you see it?
Oh, I seen that.
Jude's mum made the boss call. You didn't see it?
Yeah, she could chill around for.
She let his girl come to the
La
game.
Liga.
Is it?
She was there last game. He got cooked online, and she said, "Nah, she can't come."
The look she gave her as well, I was like, yeah, mums always know, man. Mums always know, I tell you.
100%.
They sniff out danger, man.
Moving on to the next game. Steve, I want to change your order because you got Liverpool PSG. I'm sorry, mate. We can't see 8-goal thriller and not talk about them next.
Come on.
We can't
8-goal thriller.
We can't see an 8.
This corruption in hosting.
Today of all days, you have to give us respect.
Liverpool PSG should have been the
Give
first
us
game we talked
respect.
about.
Today of all days, you have to give us respect.
1-0 game. I don't want to talk about 1-0 game.
Today of all day. We'll speak about Liverpool.
PSV have like 1 win in like 6 or 7.
Stick around. We'll speak about Liverpool PSG in just a second. But today,
Let's talk about
all days.
Yeah? Let's talk about 7 goals away from home.
Wow.
Let's talk about 7 goals against PSV.
Do you know?
I don't
Do you
know
know
what to
how big of a club PSG? This is like. You guys don't realize how big this result was.
You're Dutch. Explain how big PSV is.
He's not even wearing the Dutch shirt right now.
Come on, you should know how big.
I mean, a club who've won in their last 5.
Like one of the legendary clubs.
One what?
They've won 1 game in their last 5.
European giants.
Come on.
Feyenoord have been winning titles.
European
Ajax have been winning titles.
R9 players. Like, come on.
Romario.
You know what I mean? Yeah. This is like
They have
heritage.
1 win in 7. Sorry.
This is
So what? 7-1. They literally have 1 win in 7.
1 win in 7 what? Huh? 1 win what?
1 win in their last 7.
Last
So
7,
1-7. Yeah.
There you go. So
it's fitting that we gave them 7,
it's
bro.
subliminal
And we
message.
gave them 1. We just said, you know what?
It's subliminal message. Nah, it's big result. Obviously, we beat a massive team. But come on, like, even I didn't expect this.
No.
How easy was that?
No.
Some of the goals genuinely felt like I was watching like YouTube charity match.
Bro,
Yeah.
it was so
Like
embarrassing.
Mikel Merino's goal.
Yeah.
It just looked like a
The guy just dropped. Everyone's like, is it a
dropped,
foul? And then
like-
he stopped. And then he still put in the corner. Even Calafiori's goal at the end.
Yeah.
Why is the left back running through
was a
the
good
goal,
finisher.
centre forward,
Across-
and he's across
weak
the goal,
foot
with his
across
right
goal.
foot, off the post. It's killing me.
Obviously, yeah, great result for us. 7 goals. We're through to the next round more or less. Obviously,
More or less. You're generous.
You don't know. They got 1 goal. You don't know.
Remontada.
Now, Lang.
No, if they come
No,
back,
Lang's going to want Neymar. Yeah, right.
Let's go.
what do you do if they come back 8-7?
You guys have to never show up on this podcast.
No,
the club.
Yeah, 7-0.
Arsenal
SS is
lost
done.
to
SS is
the
done.
club.
SS is done.
SDS is gone. You guys are done. But we're going to continue the podcast.
7-0.
We're going to do fully Fuad does sports, man.
Literally. But yeah, I don't know, it just felt so easy. It's obviously a big part of it is just PSV. Just I don't know what happened with them.
Yeah.
They were terrible. Another thing is I think Champions League football was more suited to our game. Because the teams we've been struggling against recently and effectively what's ended our title hopes, bar the injuries, are the teams that are playing those mid blocks, are playing the banks of a 5 and a 4 and not letting us get through. Whereas in the Champions League, teams go for it more. There's higher lines and obviously even with a front three of Marino up front of a Trossard in one area, half fit team, we're scoring 7 goals at will, against European opposition. And I feel like it's been happening where you saw what we did to Sporting earlier in the league phase, and you're seeing what we're doing. Some games we're just scoring loads of goals. We've done this a lot in the last 2 years of Champions League, where it feels like we're kind of more suited to Champions League football, or it feels easier. Obviously, when you get to the final 8, it's hard, but the Champions League feels easier than the Premier League.
I remember thinking that last
way
year.
easier, and it has been since we've come back into the Champions League. We haven't gone past the quarterfinal, but I'm saying like with the group stages and the league phases. Champions League games, I've barely watched it. We had the game against
Zagreb.
Was it Lens or something?
Oh,
we were
yeah.
like 6-0.
I think I was there as well.
PSV in the group stage a couple of years
beat
ago.
them
We
like
smoked
4.
them, yeah.
I saw them
You know
like
what I mean?
4 as well, yeah.
Comfortable win against PSG this year in the Champions League. Champions League football has felt easier. Way easier for us.
But you're right. I
than
think the
league
European
football.
teams, they don't necessarily do the low block and mid block. They like to go toe to toe.
Yeah,
and what
and
I
that
realized
is
as well,
easy for us to like
even
break
against
through.
when we played Bayern Munich last year, and who was playing left back? Was it Alphonso Davies against Saka?
Yeah.
And it was, but it was a 1v1 every single time, but in the Premier League, Saka gets double and triple team. And same with whoever's playing on the left. And whenever I've watched the European games, especially against Arsenal, it's always been 1v1s versus our better players. And the better player always gets the better of the defender. So in Europe, I think teams like to go toe-to-toe with whoever they're playing.
That's why the best players always show out in Europe, bro. It's really a show of quality usually comes out.
It's usually 1v1 football majority of the time.
Real Madrid always wins it, man. They got the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if Madrid play against Everton every week, it would struggle.
But no, you got to get his point. You have to get his point.
Come on. I'm trying to say.
Come on, Lias.
You think Real Madrid would struggle to Everton every week?
Come on, guys.
They would have those games in the league. They'll have those games in the league.
These guys have never seen Getafe in La Liga, bro. Do you guys seriously think the only football gets played in La Liga?
Yo, imagine these dudes win the Champions League. This is against PSV. This is
chill. Did they win the Champions League?
Do you know what? I think that's one thing that I've noticed.
Beto's going to manhandle Rudiger, man.
Amongst the Arsenal fan base.
That'll be a good match.
Everton couldn't beat us, and they're talking about Real Madrid.
Yeah, but come on, man.
Yeah.
But I always feel like the Champions League being won is almost like never spoken about amongst Arsenal fans. And I felt like last year you actually had like a good chance to almost go all the way. Obviously, the Bayern performance let you down in the end.
Bro, we had a full stadium full of Arsenal fans. We still...
Yeah, they had no away fans. No away fans allowed.
Crazy. And does this season, obviously next round you could potentially play Madrid Atletico, but... If you got through that hypothetical,
past one of those
Madrid boys, Saka will be back, Martinelli will be back.
I'm thinking, what's really stopping you lot? Or in terms of why isn't there that kind of belief amongst Arsenal fans to? Fair enough.
Yeah, we're stopping ourselves.
I guess one word answer.
It'll be us.
Obviously, the Champions League isn't something we're even close to talking about. Like openly and publicly, we're just here to.
But there's not even like the.
We're just here to have fun.
No, I don't want members.
We're just here to take part.
I want if we even get to the final, I want people to think we can lose 3-0. That's how bad I want it to
we're
be.
just here to have fun. You know, we play PSV.
Look at his hating over there.
I'm not hating. I'm bemused. I'm bemused.
He's just observing.
Win it. I said we're here to have fun.
I'm just listening. I didn't say anything.
The focus is always like the Premier League. Look, we must get to the promised land of the Premier League. If the Premier League falls by the wayside,
it's harder to win. It's a lot harder to win.
The Premier League's harder to win than Champions League.
It's different levels of difficulty. In terms of Premier League, you have to be really consistent.
Yeah.
But in the Champions League, it's also very difficult to win because if you have one bad day in the Champions League, you're done.
Yeah.
If you have one bad day in the league,
if you have one bad day, you got a second leg, mate. You saw Real Madrid in 2021. They lost almost every single first leg in the knockout rounds and came back and won everything. You get another chance. I'm saying,
but it's hard to come back in a second leg when you're playing some of the best teams in Europe. Bro.
Yeah, of course, but also at the same time, at the same time, it's hard to be consistent for 38 games in a season.
Of course, my point is, if you lose one game in the league, okay, unless you're
it's hard to win
against
the Premier
City,
League,
who are going 90-something points, but for the most part, Liverpool have dropped loads of points this year.
So you think it's harder to win Champions League?
I said it's a different level of difficulty.
Yeah, exactly. So the different level is one's more than the other because a different level.
No,
so
it's different.
What's a higher level?
That's not, I didn't mean in terms of like levels of one's harder. My point is, levels isn't the right word.
Yes.
It's a different kind of difficulty. One requires you, in my opinion, to be much more consistent and I think tactically flexible over 38 games. But in the Champions League, it's often decided on fine margins and moments. And that's why 100%. Often a fluke team might win the Champions League or a fluke team might go to the semifinals. The best team doesn't always win it. And that, in my opinion, is a form of difficulty.
I agree, 100%. Yeah. But for me, the reason why we're so desperate to win the Premier League is it's a bit for me. It's a harder competition to win. It is, it's what we play every single week, the whole season. Being the best team in the country and no one can talk to us is obviously the best feeling. Champions League. Also, at the same time, kind of feels out of reach. Even though I feel like Premier League is harder, Champions League just feels out of reach. You see the same teams winning it because we've never done it. Yeah. It's kind of like we don't have a confidence.
That's what I feel like. Because we've never done it, it would almost like be the final hurdle of like, hold on, of course, we're at the table now.
Final hurdle is crazy. I've seen teams, they got to go through 8 years of failure to get there. City and Chelsea. It's their second year in it.
Sometimes that happens. Like Liverpool won the Champions League before they got their prime.
Liverpool got heritage in that competition.
Yeah, of course. I'm just saying, like, in the...
hating.
It's not hating.
I like it. Keep going.
We're not hating. It's a fact. Liverpool's heritage in the Champions League.
I'm saying in the Klopp era.
Yeah.
Obviously, it took them...
Anfield's different,
It took them, 14 years to win it again from 2005.
Yeah, but they were still going semis, finals. Like, Liverpool and Champions League is different.
Yeah, but I'm saying sometimes that happens where you might win the Champions League before the Premier League, like what Liverpool did in the Klopp era. So that can happen, and I'm not complaining. I'll take everything. I'd love a Champions League, especially if... Best case scenario, if we do win this, we have a magical run and things work out perfectly for us. Because sometimes you need things to work out perfectly for you guys. Yeah. If we, we handled business more or less now. PSV, we've got Madrid, one of the Madrids next. Anything can happen.
You think it could be either? You'll be either Real or Atletico?
I'd rather Real Madrid. They've never beaten us. They've never beaten us ever in the history.
Do you think you'd beat either of them?
Yes, we can. I don't think we'll go into it as favourites. No way.
Nah.
And also depends on who's available, who comes back, fitness-wise. We have barely any attackers. But you never know. First leg will be at home. No, first is away.
Second legs. Second leg should be home.
Yeah, exactly. So go.
We've already got it mapped out.
Set piece them away from home.
We're not thinking about it.
A little set piece away from home, 1-0. Come out to the Emirates, 0-0. Piss off, mate. Next, Liverpool and this Aston Villa beat Liverpool. Probably beat Liverpool in the quarterfinal. Get a shock result.
Shit doesn't happen.
Liverpool in the semi-final.
This shit won't happen in career mode, man. This shit won't happen in career mode.
You have to envision this.
We beat them. We get to the final. Yamal gets ill the day before the final. You know what I mean? Eats dodgy lasagna.
I mean, to be fair, this is the kind of luck they would need to win
but
Champions
that's
League.
what, that happens though.
Does it? What kind of run is this, man? This is
he just explained.
Lamine Yamal gets sick before the game.
You've won 3 Champions Leagues.
Oh, please do not even try comparing that nonsense you just said to what Man United did.
No.
I like this hating. I don't like your hating. I like this hating. I like this hating.
You've won 3 Champions. We're all SFC fans. Don't worry. So you guys, we've won 3 Champions Leagues. You've won 3 Champions Leagues.
Okay.
One, you won what? 1970s,
So
in the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 10 years after the Munich Edinburgh start, it was a beautiful, magical moment. You built your team back up.
We were pretty dominant.
No, but obviously you built the team back up to 10 years to get. You got players. Liverpool gave you players. You guys had a new squad. Everything was great. Why is that funny? Liverpool gave you
We
players.
had Ballon d'Or winners in that team, man.
Liverpool gave you players. Do you know what I mean? So it was great. You guys built a new team.
They gave us
Let him-
players.
that's
not the point.
This is
I get why Fuad crashed out last time. I get why Fuad crashed out.
You're lucky I'm fasting because I can't generate spit.
I don't think you can generate enough spit. Bro, that wasn't spit. That was like.
Anyways, you won that one. Amazing. Then obviously since '92 the Champions League has new format and everything. So since that you won 2, right? The one in '99, of course. Even before that, you had suspensions going into the final.
Yeah.
Right? Roy Keane didn't play, and the Scholes not play
Yeah,
ever. So obviously, look, you needed like luck. You needed miracles. I'm not saying you guys didn't deserve to get to final. Of course you did, but you had a couple of things that didn't go your way. Roy Keane and Scholes. Dave Becker played the centre mid.
Okay.
Final, you're 1-0 down in injury time. You come and score 2 goals. Luck is needed to win a Champions League, like you said. Then in 2008-1, John Terry slipped in the shootout. Anelka missed. You guys got lucky. You won. Didn't Ronaldo miss a penalty as well?
He did miss a penalty.
Exactly. So you thought you were down and out both times.
That's just football, though, man.
Exactly. So at the same time, when I'm saying a storyline,
you're talking about
luck,
no, but we're
talking
about no, because you're talking about Lamine Yamal is gonna get sick before Villa's gonna beat Liverpool.
I said that at the end because that's funny.
This ain't luck. That's what you need to happen, though, bro.
Exactly.
You're
you
saying
need luck to win 2 Champions as well.
We need luck. You need a miracle outside of football, bro. You need a life miracle. This guy's comparing penalty misses to Lamine Yamal getting sick.
Didn't someone get sent off in that game as well? In that 2008 final.
Drogba got sent off. Wait, because he's slapping Vidic, man. Keep your hands to yourself.
How lucky you were, man. Wow. Such a lucky team, man. Such a lucky team.
It was raining in Moscow, bro. Don't slip. What? We didn't slip.
Wear longer studs.
Yeah, facts. John Terry taking the 5th. Leave that shit to someone else, man.
Bro, thought he was the hero.
Come on, man.
Come on.
But yeah, listen. Obviously, that's so far ahead. I mean, we've got a tough side of the bracket. You know,
You know what my advice would be
it's
for you?
one round at a time.
Don't think too far ahead.
I'm not. I came in saying I'm not.
He's thinking about tomorrow yesterday, but he shouldn't be.
Do you think I even watched the PSV game properly? Like it was on. We were watching it. We
it was in the background. Yeah, it was in the
I was playing darts.
Yeah.
You know what
My
my biggest
season's
thing?
done. I'm focusing on Baller League. Like I'm chilling. If we go through, I'm taking it one round at a time.
You won't have any distractions with Baller League. Trust me. Like you'll be able to fully focus.
Yeah,
Exactly.
There won't be any other games still.
That's what you want.
There's no league title to run in.
No Champions League semi-finals.
Only league we're focusing on is Ball League.
Exactly. We're trying to win the league here, but you know, take it one round at a time. It was a nice day out away from home in the Netherlands. 7 goals, 7-1 win. Then we get to rotate our team. Well, we've already got a rotated team. For the
Let
second leg.
Jorginho and Ben White get run out. Let Zinchenko get run out.
United on the weekend.
Can we talk about Lewis Skelly?
He's not a butler. He's a footballer.
Butler or Yeji?
Yeah.
Nice. Well done.
Thank you. Butler, Deji. Yeah, he can get
bring
some
him on, man.
Champions League minutes. Why not? You know what I mean? I wish we could play Max Dowman, but he can't play.
So everyone eats game. Sterling's still struggling.
Yeah,
You know what
exactly.
my biggest takeaway from this game was?
Tierney, yeah.
Juve are an absolute disgrace, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That's my
where's
biggest
Luka?
takeaway.
You know what? Yeah.
Juventus are
These are the
the
same lot that did this.
Yeah.
And we thought that was sick.
Oh, was it? See no evil, hear no evil.
Juve are the biggest.
See no evil, hear no evil. What was the last one?
Disgrace, man.
Speak
no evil. It's hilarious.
Yeah, they're the biggest. That's my biggest takeaway from the game.
Yeah.
The fact that they let these guys 1 win in 7. The only win in that 7 was against Juventus. Disgraceful.
We did get lucky though, because Skelly should have got sent off.
Yeah, that was a close
Skelly
one.
should have got sent off.
That was a close one.
Yeah.
But
Where are you looking?
No way.
Yeah.
This is a topic you shouldn't be speaking about.
the second
I prefer
yellow,
not to speak.
the second yellow could have happened.
And I
really
like
quick.
that he got taken off as well.
Huh?
I really like that
Yeah,
he got
35th
substituted off.
minute.
Yeah, I like that.
Do you agree for us?
Yeah. He needs some
thoughts?
guidance, man. He needs some guidance.
Thoughts on Lewis Skelly?
He needs some guidance, man. He needs big bro to
But
speak
on
to.
on the good side,
Yeah.
Miles Lewis Skelly and Ethan Nwaneri combined for the goal, the
beautiful
Nwaneri
goal,
goal.
Hey, Lengo.
And it's the first time two, obviously, English teenagers, obviously, I had to make it English because probably it's been done by two teenagers from other countries. I've done that. I've combined for a goal in the Champions League for the first time in the history of the competition. I mean, going into the season, imagine we said before the season started, in a Champions League game, Miles Lewis Skelly is going to assist Ethan Nwaneri in a knockout Champions League game before the season even started.
I would have told you.
If you told me they
we're
both
winning
going to
the
even
league.
start at the same time in the league, if you even told me they're going to get loads of minutes, I'd be like, whoa, that's crazy. That's amazing. In a knockout Champions League game, they're going to combine for a goal. That is
beautiful. Well
on the
done.
flip side, that's a good thing.
Dreams are made of.
And obviously, we for us, like, we've obviously hit with this and we're loving it. Obviously, it's amazing. For me, what a big thing what football is about is having players come up through your youth team with Liverpool. What they got with Trent, with what you had with Rashford until obviously it came crashing down. With what we have with Saka, that's not a funny thing. I'm just being serious. I'm saying that is one of the best things in football. So seeing with Ethan Nwaneri and Miles Lewis Skelly.
Why does it feel like a
Won
shock?
the Champions League with class of 92.
Like, it
at
feels
least
like
they
a
got
shock. Yeah.
At least they got
Why did you say Rashford? I thought you was going to do class of 92. You went Rashford.
Class of 92. Okay, flipping us with the Rashford. We had Ashley Cole and then he left us as well. But I'm saying stuff like that where that's one of the best things about football.
Nah,
right?
for sure.
So
It was a beautiful moment.
Ethan Nwaneri and Miles Lewis Skelly as well. Outside looking in, you've got to have a bit.
I know, for sure.
A bit of envy.
I like both of them, man. Honestly,
They're
great players.
quality, bro.
Yeah,
They're good players. They're good players.
You know the ones I said, like, you try and
two
find
at the
an
same
angle
time.
to hate
But
on.
imagine
I'm
two
like,
at the same
bro,
time.
these two, you just can't hate on them. Like, Lewis Skelly, elite mentality, I think, in terms of the way he kind of settled into life early doors in playing out of position. Nwaneri just looks like that kind of X factor.
Nwaneri's magic.
Little bit of magic between his feet, and it's that borderline arrogance he almost plays with at such a young age and in this competition as well. And similarly, you could say he's playing out of position because I don't think at the start of the season anyone would have seen him as a right winger. I remember, was it Faisal who suggested it, and everybody laughed him out of the room because in the academy, he normally played through the middle or in a false nine position. But listen, they've both taken to it like a duck to water.
Yeah, it's amazing to see, man. And let's see how far we get in the competition. Regardless, I'd love to play Real Madrid. It's seeing these players.
We will be there as well.
Has Mbappe ever played at the Emirates?
No,
I don't think so.
We will be there in Spain.
Oh, I'm going to be there both legs.
Yeah, no, I'm there both times.
For sure.
We will be there.
It's at least something to look forward to.
I've been to the Bernabeu. I ain't been to Wanda.
It's been a tough last couple of months. So I'm excited to look forward to a big tie in the Champions League, hopefully. And if we get some magic and some luck and we go through and we continue the journey. But 7-1 win, what a great result. Let's move on.
Round of applause, by the way, Nwaneri.
Ethan Nwaneri.
I think Nwaneri is so good, man. So good.
He's so good.
I thought Rice was really good in that game.
Yeah, very good as well.
I've got 2 goals, thank God.
Odegaard scored a couple. PSG versus Liverpool.
What a game.
This should have been the first game we talked about, in my opinion.
What a game.
Go. I'll let you take it away.
I think there's a lot to talk about this game.
Bro, there's so
First
much
game
to
we'll
talk
talk
about.
about.
You wanna take the lead?
I still can't believe
Everything's
what I
written
see,
for
man.
Liverpool this season, man. Fair play.
I still can't believe what I saw yesterday, man. Honestly,
That
to
was-
this day, like,
what a game.
we're 12 hours, almost 24 hours after the game. I still cannot believe what I saw yesterday. Like, that is one of the biggest snatch and grab wins I have ever seen in my life. Because for damn near 89 minutes, I genuinely think PSG gave them a footballing masterclass. I think they taught them a lesson in football.
Beautiful.
Aye.
Beautiful.
It was incredible.
The
Like,
way that front three was
What a gaffer.
interchanging.
the midfield, they couldn't get out. Like, even in terms of when Liverpool, I think Alisson said before or after the game, yeah, we definitely wanted to sit deeper, but with the intention of breaking. PSG didn't even give them that out ball for most of the game, bro. They couldn't get out of their own half.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a lot of maybe revisionism today, the day after, saying, oh, it was part of the plan or whatever. Obviously, we weren't going to go. Nah. Like, there's snatch and grabs where, like, you sit, like Mourinho back in the day. He sits deep, soaks up pressure, and then hits you on the break, and they don't concede too many chances. This was not, like, this wasn't the plan. The plan wasn't to face 27 shots, have one shot on target, and get away with it at the end. So I think one man, they owe it all to one man, and that's Alisson.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
that's one of the great.
Do you want to get a round of applause out of the way?
I can't lie.
For sure.
Alisson right
That's
now.
one of the great goalkeeping performances of the last 10, 15 years, man. Incredible.
I've said Thibaut Courtois. I remember Manuel Neuer versus you guys, Schalke. There's few goalkeeping performances where you remember you single-handedly kept the team in the tight. And the chances
What did
PSG
you
had.
call him, the keeper?
Courtois.
Yeah.
It's a bit cute, innit?
I never heard that. Huh?
Yeah, you said Courtois.
Courtois. David
You know what?
Courtois.
People always get onto me about my pronunciation of his name. How do you lot say it?
Courtois.
Cool.
In French, though, you say Courtois.
Courtois.
Yeah, that's not bad.
He's Belgian, though.
Yeah, but same thing.
Frankish.
Flemish.
is all to say.
What if he's Flemish Belgian?
That was it. I said Frankish.
Apologies.
Frankish.
Frankish.
Courtois and Frankish.
But I thought PSG, I don't know how they almost didn't win that game. Doué, when he came on, great chance. Kvaratskhelia obviously had the goal disallowed.
Great game as well.
What a goal
Kvaratskhelia.
as well.
Yeah. In general, Kvic's game
Dembele, I thought, was
Dembele was
balling
amazing.
out of his mind like he has been all
Barcola had a
season.
big chance.
They all have
Well,
great chances.
Neves
Neves,
over the bar.
yeah.
Bro.
How they did not win that game?
Literally,
Honestly, I can't
the
believe it.
quality of chances, you would have thought at least one of them would have been put away. But I think credit to Luis Enrique, because he said before the game, the only way we're going to beat this Liverpool side is if we dominate possession. And I think they walked away with the game 70-30. And I haven't seen Liverpool this season be made to look like that. Like, you've seen Liverpool off colour, maybe off the
They were
pace.
just straight awful.
But they were just straight, like, getting schooled left,
couldn't get
right,
out
and
their
centre.
half, bro.
Facts. So,
The second half, I think from literally from kickoff to like the 63rd minute, I didn't see Liverpool leave their half. It was just all pressure.
but then
When they got out, Salah was poor.
Yeah.
All final third.
That's the worst game I've ever
Luis
seen. Play
Diaz
for
was
Liverpool.
bad.
Yeah.
The midfield, Gravenberch finally bucked to real midfield. Finally bucked one.
this was one game where I was like, yo, this guy's going to
I've
come in
waited 7 months for this.
Chris Paul celebrates a big three
Yeah.
to bring it down to 50 points.
1,000 points, bro. I was down 1,000 points. I'm finally back up, but
Back up. It's down to 997.
there's one thing I really want to speak
Like Noah
about.
Lang scoring for PSV.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
There's one thing I really want to speak about, and it was that Dembele chance when Van Dijk, it's like his PS5 controller turned off, and he just ran to the other side. And like, I rewatched it like 3 times, yeah, and I don't get what he was trying to do, because he wasn't trying to play offside.
I have no idea.
He was facing the way of play, so he knew there was no one there.
Yeah.
And Alisson wasn't coming out. So I still don't get
just
what he was
spazzed,
doing.
bro.
It's like he just tweaked and then he just disappeared.
Yeah, but what
and
did it end in? What did I play?
Great save.
There you go.
Yeah.
Van Dijk knew what he was
He
doing.
knew what he was doing, innit?
Superman behind me, bro.
man.
Superman behind me.
The ultimate
This
aura
is the
defender.
aura defender.
He is.
I was so confused when I saw it. Like, it was such a weird... I've never seen that before.
I think Dembele was confused as well. That's why.
That's why he bugged out. He's like, why is my man not coming to press me? Like, what's going on?
I think Van Dijk has mastered like the art of psychology.
You're really giving them a Van Dijk credit right now, bro. What is going on here?
I think he's
Van
mastered.
Dijk could pass gas these days. We're giving him a round of applause.
Bro, yeah, because like, he put him off.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think Van Dijk probably farted sometimes while playing. Striker sniffs it, misses.
Now, have you not seen the one where the player says Van Dijk smells good?
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah, if Elias farted on the pitch, he'll miss. Bro.
fans are leaving the stadium.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
broken the XG.
Yeah.
100%.
But I remember I even seen one player say he
I
smells
might
good on
need
the
you on
pitch.
the touchline for SDSFC. Just let us fart.
Yo.
Now I'm going to walk around.
I think it was
Walk around.
Mikel Antonio who said that.
Said he
I
smelled
think
good,
was.
innit?
Yeah, he smells
yo.
so good when you even marking him, and it's like, yo, what the hell?
Crazy glazing, man. What are we doing here?
It makes you want to stay there.
But I think, just to go back to the game, I think this goes back to what you said in the Champions League, where individual moments get you out. Substitution of Mo Salah coming off, Harvey Elliott coming on. I think Darwin Núñez.
4 changes
we gotta
were
talk
amazing.
about.
The 4 changes.
The
Yeah.
4 changes.
Substitutions all season.
Tactical
by the way.
masterclass. He put Szoboszlai on the left. Curtis Jones defensively was good. Then obviously Harvey Elliott scored the goal. Núñez was a nuisance.
Endo comes on.
Endo.
For
that-
once,
I know you like that one tackle. I know you like that
Bro,
one
when
tackle.
Endo comes on, just throw the
Lock
fans
it
as
off.
well.
Yeah.
They used to
Lock
call
it
John.
off.
They used to call John Obi Mikel at
Mikel.
Chelsea
Yeah.
the human final whistle. That's what they used to call him because he comes on, the game's over. That's it, bro. He's the new age John Obi Mikel, bro. He comes on, makes his tackles,
Facts.
game over.
You need a player like that in your team. And I just saw the goal as well. I think Darwin Núñez, I was shocked at the level of composure from
IQ.
him. Firstly, he missed the header. Normally, I thought he would have elbowed someone there.
Marquinhos helped him by
Gets the
falling
ball.
to the ground for no reason, bro.
I understand, but normally he gets the ball, he takes that shot.
Yeah,
and
in that
it
position,
ricochets off
yeah.
a defender or something. But the pausa, as you tacticals like to call it.
Pausa.
First of all, I'm not a tactical.
He's talking about Mario Kart.
Yeah. First of all, I'm not a tactical. First of all, I'm not a tactical.
Harvey Elliott
Yeah.
makes the run. Perfectly weighted pass as well.
Yeah.
Good finish. You
Bad
got to give him his
goalkeeper-
credit.
bad
when
goalkeeping as well.
Listen, Darwin Núñez held a lot of criticism this season, but
He
that's
did
a moment where he
that's
stepped
a
up.
simple play right there.
It's not a simple
No,
thing
no, no,
for
no.
Darwin
For
Núñez.
Darwin Núñez,
This is
He
it's
cost
not
70 million
no,
pounds.
No, so you have to think how I look at it in this
It's
in
not
that
even for
situation.
Darwin Núñez
Yeah.
for me, just as a footballer. I think
In that
it looks
situation,
like a simple
yeah.
play, but I think he done really well. And
Yeah.
if it was anyone, not even Darwin Núñez, with all the PSG defenders like running back and all the commotion that's going on there, and the ball coming from over the top, to get it in the 87th minute with everything that's going on in the game state, you got to think about the game state sometimes
sure.
as well.
How easy it is to shoot in that position.
For you to slow it down, take that extra second to see that opening come out and then play someone in. It looks simple, and that's why footballers are so good.
Sure,
because
simple-
they make things
simple's
look
not the right
simple.
word. Simple's
I'm
not
not
the
trying
right
to romanticize an easy assist.
Yeah.
It generally looks simple, but if you actually think about it, is a very, very
Simple
good
is not the right
coming
word,
from
but
a
it's the
player
right
who
decision
you
to
don't
do.
expect
No,
it
he
from,
made the right
that's the
decision,
thing.
but there's so many wrong decisions
Because
that
if he
happen in
had
a football
shot that,
match.
we would have all killed him, bro. Like,
No,
that's
not
the thing.
necessarily.
So
Not
he
necessarily.
did the right thing.
No,
I think I would have.
Do you know why? If he took that shot, so if you rewatch it, Harvey Elliott's busting a gut to get back.
But no one's tracking
to
him.
get forward.
There's
No
no
one's
Mendes
tracking
left
him.
him.
But so he's busting a gut to get forward. In that situation, Darwin Núñez is a striker. He doesn't have to wait for him to get in position.
Yeah.
Harvey Elliott should have been there already, really and truly, because the way the ball fell, he should have been there waiting already. But because he made the late run, it helps for Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez had every right to shoot there, especially like you said in game states. 87th minute, he's come off the bench. He could, in his head, he could be the hero.
I think he was a little
Do you know
far
what I mean?
out to shoot, man. But personally,
I think for his striking ability and the way he shoots, that position's a good
It's
position.
prime
for him to shoot.
position for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and we know how much of a bozo he can be. So you expect
that's
him to
really,
shoot.
that's
he
really what it
miskicks
is.
and he
For
goes
him.
out for a throw.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
Our expectations for him are so low
Yeah.
that he did the right thing.
Now
and
in
it's
a big moment in an away game in the Champions League, of course I'm gonna give you your news, bro.
I give more criticism to those two bozos. You talk about bozos.
Yeah.
Those two bozos in the back, and Marquinhos and Donnarumma, who every single year are at the scene of the crime. Their fingerprints all over it.
Donnarumma's terrible,
It's those
man.
two, bro.
He's terrible.
Like that's the difference
between-
they out bozo Darwin. That's how.
But that was the difference. Yesterday was the difference between a good goalkeeper and a great goalkeeper. Alisson, he catches that. He
great.
just goes,
Great, yeah.
grabs that. But Donnarumma, the one chance he has to make a save, it just, but I think
I don't even know if I would call Donnarumma
Yeah,
a
I'd
good
say
goalkeeper.
I don't even,
man,
bro.
honestly.
When he was younger, I thought this is the next coming of goalkeepers.
Euro
I'm sick and
2021.
tired of
Yeah.
this guy, man.
He's always been young. He's still young now.
Yeah, he's still young now. He's probably like 24, 25
I'm
now.
sick and tired
So
of
it's
this
like
guy. You know what it is
crazy.
with Donnarumma?
How old is he now?
26.
26. He's still young.
It's gonna sound weird what I'm gonna say with Donnarumma, right? But I feel as a goalkeeper who's too tall.
Yeah, I
He's
get
too
what
tall,
you mean.
and I know Courtois is really. I think Courtois might be taller, but Courtois makes it work because like he like.
No,
it
but
almost
Courtois
feels like
looks
his
slimmer.
arms-
Courtois
I
looks
just think
slimmer.
he looks too much like Hasib.
But you know what is?
And that's true, yeah. Having Hasib in your team is
Yeah,
big.
it's like-
Yeah,
the rest of
big
it
is
is
a big
But you know what it is?
That's
Courtois
why he hasn't been in that seat.
He does it. He just seen it.
Right, the face, right?
And they both got big heads.
You
as well,
are
know?
cooked,
They got
my
big heads as well. Wow.
I see it as well too.
Yeah.
But you know what it is with Courtois? Like his limbs like elongate, bro. Like
know what
he
you mean.
uses his height to his advantage.
Yeah.
Donnarumma, he can't save anything on the ground, bro.
Yeah.
It feels like it's always too low for him.
And he's terrible with his feet
He
as
has
well.
cost
Yeah.
PSG, and him and Marquinhos have cost PSG. I promise you, look at every exit since he joined the club. They are at the heart of it every single time.
Yeah.
Every time.
No, I agree.
Reminds me
Saka
of,
made his career.
yeah, it reminds me of Upper Meccano and Kim and Jay. Every time they're on TV, when the lights are bright,
Yesterday,
when the lights are bright, yeah, we're gonna talk about when the lights are bright. Something always happens with them, but I can't believe they got the smash and
Do
grab
you
like
think
that.
PSG have any chance in the second leg? Because I think
Yeah,
everyone's
they do.
saying like, because the thing is, Anfield is the reason why we're saying like
On a Champions League night
it's
as well.
tough, it's tough, it's tough. But I don't think what we saw yesterday was a fluke.
Yeah,
No,
if
no,
they
no,
play, if they play that same way, they're not going to lose again.
The thing is, Liverpool. I don't
I
think
don't think
Liverpool
Liverpool
play
play
as
that same
bad as they did because I think
Yeah.
they dropped literally a 0 out of 10.
I think next game they do have Szoboszlai play on the left and Curtis Jones in midfield,
Or
like what they
Gakpo.
did
Like
against
Gakpo
City.
has to be
Yeah,
there.
like
He
what
was
they.
injured
No,
this
I
game.
think they're gonna have a midfielder play on the left, like what they did against City, where now it's a narrow game and you've got to defend those three technicians that they got in midfield because you
Which
got.
means their fullbacks will come inside a bit.
Yeah,
more,
yeah.
which
So I
which
feel
kinda
like
stops
I feel
them.
like it's gonna help a lot
Well,
if you
PSG's
have
fullbacks.
if you have a midfielder coming in off the left playing against what was it, Vitinha, João Neves, and
Fabian
Ruiz,
Ruiz,
right?
yeah.
Fabian
Ruiz,
Ruiz,
and then, yeah.
and that's three absolute technicians, and they absolutely dominated the
But they're
game
not
yesterday.
the most physical.
They're not the most physical.
Didn't matter though.
Yeah.
huh?
No,
But when we played against
I'm
them,
saying for the
yeah.
next game, you got
Because we
find a way to
physically
get them out of
outplayed
weakness.
them when they came to the Emirates because they couldn't.
It was such a comfortable win.
Yeah, they
but-
couldn't compete
They
with
didn't
us
play
physically. in
Fabian
midfield.
Ruiz though from the
They
start.
didn't. They
that
played.
game.
It was. I remember it was
It was Zaire
Vitinha.
Emery, no?
Yeah, it was the
Zaire
three.
Emery,
Zaire
yeah.
Emery. But they still, all three of them were still small.
Same kind of
Yeah.
thing.
I
kinda
think
all players.
I just think that from there though, PSG are such a different team to that point.
That
Like,
front
they're
I
three,
agree.
so
that front
different,
three, the
like-
way they interchange and then
It's
just bringing on
nuts,
Desiree off
man.
the bench.
Too fluid.
And a lot of people saying yesterday, oh, you shouldn't have taken off Kavicha, blah blah blah.
He
Like,
was-
he
he
had
was
a great
exhausted,
game.
bro.
He was exhausted. Desiree came on and had a couple good chances. He was a nuisance.
He's quality.
Yeah.
I don't honestly. I
He's
don't
so
think
good.
you can really. PSG. The only thing you can maybe say is they should have buried one of those chances, of course. But in terms of the overall performance, bro, they were the
It was a
better
great
team.
performance.
Like,
Great. It was almost a perfect
But
performance.
then
from them.
also, could they repeat that performance?
I think they could.
I think they
could.
can. Can Liverpool repeat
Yeah.
how bad they were? That's
But
where
we
I
know
have
how
my
good-
definitely
I
don't
know
think they'll
exactly.
do
I
it,
don't
yeah.
think
We
so.
know how good Ancelotti is now tactically. He's going to make a change for that game. And that change normally, when it comes, it always results in a good result for them. So I think they'll do it.
Can I say one more thing though? Liverpool called life for that red card. Konate should have been sent off.
Yeah.
man. I'm sorry. I can't believe
Yeah.
he didn't get a red card there.
It was
And I don't know about penalty. I don't know if he was in the box or not.
No.
But he's the last man. Barcola puts his body between
in front of
ball
him.
and
Yeah.
man. I don't know how they didn't give
Yeah.
him that.
I think it was just not the exaggeration, but it was the way he went down. I think just kind of sold it.
maybe,
It was.
but
That's what I don't like. You know how those tricky wingers are, the way they fall.
Over exaggerated.
Yeah, like
Well,
I
don't
reckon
think,
he should.
okay, he maybe
I reckon
sold
he
it a
should
little,
wait
but
for.
Konate also
I know,
extends
but
his arm, bro.
I think in those situations he should wait. I know he kind of did wait for Konate, but he didn't wait for him enough enough for him to just bulldoze through him. Because Konate is running at full speed.
I hear that, but I still think the referee
that's what annoyed me.
I know that's what annoyed me. Yeah. Right call
it was
there,
annoying.
I think it's a foul.
But I do think this summer, I know they've been linked with Isaac, like small. I think they're gonna either throw the kitchen sink at Isaac this summer, or they're gonna look for a striker this summer.
Dude, don't go PSG, bro.
No, it's not Liverpool.
Oh, Liverpool. No, I'm talking about both teams. Yesterday really showed. Yesterday because Jota was terrible yesterday.
Yeah,
he was. I saw him in the 60th minute.
Going to PSG?
He was finished, and then you've got PSG that need a striker.
PSG are cool, but I feel like just let them build their little French connection thing over there.
They can't sign no foreigners.
You're a Premier League baby now, bro. We need you in this league, bro.
Isaac for PSG could be entered. The thing is, they don't play center forward.
But I feel like they do need one now because yesterday that Dembele cross was prime for a striker.
How many times, anyways, did that ball go across the box? It's just waiting.
You
for
need
someone
it.
to be
Barcola, Kovic, and Dembele are not natural strikers.
In fact, Gonzalo Ramos came on earlier, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's been a weapon for them.
They had a couple chances where he would have been in there. I remember I saw a tweet yesterday saying if Onana was in goal, it would have ended 14-0. Made me laugh.
Potentially.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're going to move on, but do you want to have a round of applause for anyone?
We
already gave it.
I'll give him another one. How about that? Me calling that goalkeeper twice.
Wow.
That's how you know it's a special performance. That's the only time I...
Respect.
Yeah.
Wow. Next, we've got Bayern Munich versus Bayer Leverkusen, the all-German clash. I didn't expect this. I actually thought the score line be a bit closer, and I even thought, obviously, after the Celtic result from Bayern, when they just about narrowly got through, I thought, okay, Vincent Kompany in Champions League, it's his first Champions League, he's not going to do that well. Leverkusen might get a good result, but obviously, 10-man Leverkusen, and obviously it was a mad game. Mananoia got injured as well in the game at some point. What do you think about that result? Harry Kane getting 2 goals?
I think you got to give Kompany credit, man. Someone who's held a lot of criticism this season for both the way they've played, and they played couple of weeks back, if I'm not mistaken, in arguably the most one-sided 0-0 fixture ever.
Well, in the league?
In the league, yeah.
I don't think it was one-sided. I think Bayern had a lot of the ball, but I think, to be honest with you, Leverkusen came in for a 0-0. They got it. I think, in fact, the last time they played was in the Cup, and Leverkusen locked them out.
Yeah, but
in fact, Bayern haven't beat Leverkusen before yesterday since 2022.
Yeah, last season they were Leverkusen were the hot team. Xabi Alonso
lost 5 games in 2 years.
Alonso never lost to Bayern before yesterday.
Yeah,
I feel like yesterday it wasn't on Kompany. It was more on the mistakes and shooting themselves in the foot than it was.
Leverkusen?
Yeah, Leverkusen.
What, you think the red card?
3 goals were essentially mistakes.
Yeah, the second one. The first one was quality, though.
The first one, Elise cross was beautiful. And it was a great header. Yeah. But Mukiele had a terrible game yesterday. And I don't like criticising defenders for getting beat for that header, but he didn't know Kane was there. You should know there's a striker coming in that position, but because he was standing, he's never going to win the header regardless. Then obviously the red card is another big decision and a big thing that happened in the game. Sloppy. And then obviously the last one I think was a mistake from the keeper.
That's the last one is Tapsoba wrestling with Kane.
Tapsoba with a penalty. Sorry, I said the first one was the keeper. But yeah, like there are 3 mistakes and 3 goals they conceded.
But I think in terms of coming into the game, it was almost like Xabi Alonso was the media darling, could do no wrong, was tactically so far clear of Kompany, and as much as you could say mistakes, I felt like he still had the same right setup in terms of Kompany. And I thought, listen, Harry Kane, they always say he doesn't turn up in Champions League games. Hey,
that penalty was
leaves with 2 goals.
He does
penalty, turns up.
But penalties now in general, like there was a penalty shoot.
He does turn up in Champions League games. It's obviously the biggest ones that people question. But Harry Kane is a goal scorer, full stop, no matter what the competition is.
Do you know what's crazy though?
Yeah.
The most criminal thing in this game. The Musiala assist that
the flick.
The flick over the
who missed it?
Jean
Paulinho.
I appreciate
the worst
you as
person
a
to be there.
brother, but you should not have been a brother on the end of that.
No.
That could have
else.
been. I think Neymar had one similar at PSG
against Bayern.
and Mbappe.
No, it's for Barca against Bayern.
Mbappe fluffed
but it reminds me of the Suarez flick. Do you remember against David Luiz?
Suarez,
the exact same thing, and then it was beautiful.
Bro,
like he turned already. And I think it was Hermosa he killed. It was
I want you to talk about Musiala, though, because you were talking about him and Wirtz before the game, and I was the one telling you, I feel like Wirtz has a little bit of protection in terms of no one really talks about his bad games because we don't see him as much. And
this was one of those.
I didn't think Wirtz was great, and I think Musiala was really... You talk about, has he had the great Champions League big nights? I think this was one of them.
No, to be fair, this was kind of the perfect game to kind of see both of them, and the guy who's playing at home done his thing. Now it's like Wirtz. Can you rise it in the second leg? Because honestly, I thought Musiala played well, and he needs to have more games like this where you feel like he can be the difference maker. And at any given point of the game, if him, Elise, and Kane are on fire, Bayern Munich actually stand a chance of going deep because they're on the easier side of the bracket as well. If you look at kind of their games coming up, I think they could be maybe a dark horse. The only thing that will let them down, and you touched on it earlier, those two at the back, Upamecano and Kim Min-jae.
Because Upamecano was good though yesterday.
He was,
but he has that
then
moment.
When they're 1-0 up, he has to pass it back to Neuer. He
has that
I'm
moment.
like, what are you doing?
Bro,
this is exactly
every time the lights are on Bayern Munich. He always does something stupid.
I know, it breaks my heart because I actually really like Upamecano.
I love him.
I
love him.
Everyone's always asking, why is Deschamps playing? I'm like, he's actually a good player.
Yeah.
But he has, like, you're 100%
that bozo
right.
moment. Yeah, he just has
It's
that moment in him.
inevitable.
And it's, you see it every game he's on TV. You see either a pass, a tackle, the way he gets skipped past
He's
someone.
not made for the lights are too bright for him.
Do you know what
honestly,
kills me
for
the
sure.
most? The camera pan to him afterwards.
Yeah.
And he's always got this disheveled face.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
That
brother,
don't help
have
him.
some composure, man.
It's so funny.
See what Granit Xhaka said on the penalty decision that Michael Oliver gave.
What did he say?
Because obviously it was like
Yeah.
it wasn't really a.
Yeah, but I think he held on for too
Yeah,
long.
Xhaka was
Too
like,
long, yeah.
obviously Michael Oliver was the referee, so Xhaka was like, in the Premier League he doesn't give that. I spent 7 years there and I know Michael.
First name basis.
I'm convinced he wouldn't whistle in the
He
Premier
just
League.
sounds disappointed.
Yeah, I'm convinced he wouldn't whistle in the Premier League. There's so many blocks in the Premier League that today it was nothing. It's a bit disappointing from him to whistle such a penalty at this level and probably decide the game. If you give a penalty for every block, there'll be so many penalties every game. So
I
Called him Michael, you know.
I
I think he held on for too long.
Yeah.
I think he held on for too long.
Look, I agree with you about Company because I've been a big critic of Company this year. I think in the bigger games this year, I haven't been impressed by his setup, but I think he set up his team very, very well. This was one of the better games I've seen from Bayern all season. But I think Alonso, I think you're spot on, Ilyas. I think he completely got it wrong in terms of his decision not to play center forward, like an out-and-out center forward. I think it massively hurt him because they were trying to go
done that
long.
a couple times as well.
Yeah, but Atalanta was one of those games. But his decision to leave out Boniface Schick, and go long to a false nine. You're going long against Upamecano and Kim Min-jae. That's food. And then I've never been a fan of his decision to swap goalkeepers, cup and league. And I think last night was proven why. Like no disrespect to Kovar, but he's not their main goalkeeper. Yeah. And I think that mistake, Musiala,
like
that's the easiest goal Musiala will ever score in his life.
Yeah.
You killed your team there. So I think Alonso, and you look at Frimpong and Wirtz on the bench. I don't know if you saw them arguing at the end.
I didn't see that.
Xhaka even, he had these comments on the manager basically saying like, well, they're his ideas basically. Like not almost like saying, well, it's on him.
And he's moved away from the system he was playing last year, which kind of did them.
I think it's all learning curves.
I think Alonso coached a really bad game. And I was surprised because I, kind of like you said, I would have looked at Alonso and Company and said Alonso would have the advantage.
Yeah.
Because when he does inevitably go to a bigger team, Real Madrid, whether it's obviously not Liverpool, but anyone else, he's not going to do the substitution goalkeeper thing. You can't do it at that level.
Bro.
You can't say Courtois,
like this,
Champions League quarterfinal, round of whatever it is, you're out Courtois, I'm going to play the second choice keeper. You can't do that. You can't play Lunin. Even though Lunen's a good goalkeeper, you can't.
They got to Champions League.
Yeah,
final.
even though he's a good goalkeeper.
But look what happened. We got to the final. Get out.
Exactly.
Order restored.
Do you know what I mean?
You got it. Sorry, mate. Round of applause.
Kane was really good. I like Olise as well. No, Kimmich. Sorry, for me.
Kimmich had a great game.
Kimmich for me was the best player. I think all of them were really good. But yeah, Kimmich was the one I
Out of
was
contract in the summer.
I rate it because he's out of contract this summer. He knows we're watching him. So he's like, I can do what Jorginho and Partey.
Did you see what he said at the end of the game too? He says like, "That's out of my hands," basically.
Yeah, you see? Come on, get some money in London, man.
I've been a critic of him in the past in midfield. I think he played really well.
He can link up with Tuchel.
I feel like he's going to do a Schweinsteiger.
United. We don't
No. Sign for someone in the Premier League and you're going to see the expiration right before.
No.
He's in better shape than Schweinsteiger was. Schweinsteiger gave up his career for that World Cup.
You got to remember, exactly.
Yeah,
that World Cup, you would have thought Schweinsteiger. He's still got some legs in him.
He gave up his career after that. I think he missed half the season the year after.
I hear it. You have to do that sometimes.
Kimmich, I think he strikes me as a Barcelona signing, bro. I can't lie. On a free Barca just signing.
Hansi Flick.
Yeah, you never know.
It'll be easily. They'll easily get.
You never know.
Get.
Oh, Arsenal.
He's on a lot of money for Arsenal, man.
Yeah, well,
and free agents usually get more money as well.
He's going to get a lot of money.
Barca ain't got money, so
it's not worth it.
It's the law of Barcelona. It's the law. Yeah, it's the. We'll give you some money on the table, baby.
They'll find levers from somewhere, bro.
They'll sell more boxes.
Spotify.
We'll pay Frankie de Jong in 30 years' time and get this contract sorted.
We'll defer someone else's wages.
Speaking of Barcelona, they beat Benfica 1-0 away from home. Big win for them. Rafinha obviously scoring the only goal.
Ballon d'Or charge
again.
Well, yeah. Wow, what a season he's had.
What a player. What a player.
With 10 men as well for like 70 minutes of the game or so.
Yeah,
it's funny the difference between this game and that game earlier in the season, the 5-4.
Wow.
What a crazy difference.
That was madness.
And yesterday they had Chesney going crazy and goal.
Wow.
Yeah. Kunde even came out saying, I love having
Wojciech.
him.
Yeah.
Wow, he goes back the years,
yeah.
man.
Saved their lives, man.
No,
They
but
hate
after
Ter
what
Stegen so much.
after what he did last round, he owed them a little something.
yeah, he did,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, bro.
Yeah.
Biggest bozo performance in a long time, I've seen.
I said you should have stayed retired, bro.
Yeah.
But yesterday, a little bit of redemption, respect back on the name, and I think Rafinha
Deserves
just
a cigarette after that game.
continuing.
Deserves a cigarette after that
deserves
game,
a cigarette in the shower after that.
Definitely
for
had a
sure.
couple.
But I think Rafinha just carrying on kind of what he's been doing all season. I think double figures for the league. Champions League, he's popped up a couple times as well.
Yeah.
I expected this game to have more goals, to be fair, because Benfica have been that team. Even in the last round against Monaco, I think it was a 3-3. Pavlidis being like the surprise scorer this year in the Champions League.
The return leg of this game was 5-4.
Yeah.
Barca, before this game, they had the most goals in the whole competition by like 10.
Yeah.
They conceded the same amount of goals as Celtic. Like their games are crazy high scoring.
It's that high line.
They're huge.
It's that high line they play.
1-0 for Barca was like the last result I
Yeah.
think anyone would have expected.
Yeah. Pedro as usual balling out as well.
Wow.
Man. What a player.
Incredible,
Wow.
man.
What a player. That's my midfielder right there.
Yeah.
He's the best of that young crop.
If he
for
just
me.
manages to obviously
Stay fit.
keep his body in, like, in good
I think he
shape.
has this season though.
Yeah, so
He's
far, yeah.
insane this
He's
season.
slowed down a
so
lot
good.
this season.
But I'm saying,
yeah.
like, obviously, like the ceiling is there is no ceiling for him.
Yeah, there is no
If
ceiling,
he
no,
manages to
no.
like obviously avoid injuries now for the rest of his season, it could be like a little thing. He's had a lot, but if he now has like a good stretch of a career without injuries, then
I think he sometimes gets overlooked in those conversations because he started earlier than all of them, and sometimes maybe we don't think of him in the same age bracket. But he started young, but he is still very, very young at the moment.
he ran over 8 miles yesterday.
He's industrious, man. He's special. I think he's headed straight to like in terms of he's going to be one of those. I think when he retires, injuries aside, we'll consider him one of the best of all time. I think so.
He could if he
could be in that maybe that 1-2 table potentially when he retires.
I think
easily.
That table 1, table 2.
ability
The ability is
is,
there. The team is playing for his style of play and how good Spain could potentially be with the youngsters they got.
And he's playing alongside an unbelievable technician in Frankie de Jong, which also is still he's only 27. People forget how young he is or what the age he is. And
I think Frankie these days I look like Casado.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
Gavi, we still forgot you, baby.
Even though we don't see Frankie doing like what Pedro's doing, playing alongside someone like Frankie, who's just an unbelievable footballer, training and with him and playing on the pitch, that's got to help us.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
He's such a good player. I mean, Rafinha as well, going back to him, he's got 43 goal involvements in 40 games this season. He's got 13 goal involvements in the Champions League so far. Out of those 13, 9 of them have been when Barca were tied or losing. So 9 of the 13 were important, crucial goals to get them a goal ahead or to get them equal in the match.
Do you know who's having a sneaky run with him as well this season? Dembele.
He's
Dembele's
having
having a sneaky
season,
Ballon d'Or charge. I think I saw he's got like 33 goal involvements this season in like 26 games.
He's going crazy.
Some crazy stat like that.
He's going crazy.
He's having a good run as well.
But this is Salah's season, man.
It's the right winger season. It's the right winger season this year. Yeah, it's the right winger season
There's
this
no
year.
international competition. It's whoever wins the Champions League.
I think Salah should win it unless someone goes nuclear. In the
Yeah.
I just don't think anyone has been.
No, but if Mbappe goes nuclear,
you know what it is
Even
with
if he
Mbappe. Like
does,
Mbappe for me, that's what I'm saying. Someone has to go nuclear to exceed. Like
if they win the league as well, and he, for example,
but I'm
he's
saying
the
he needs
reason
to
they win the league
score
and
for me
Champions
in
League.
every single round
of
because
course.
what Salah did the first half of the
I
season,
agree.
Mbappe took 2 months.
Like what he
2
did
months
against
of the
City,
season.
those 3 goals.
He
He's
needs,
got to do that more regularly.
I need to see that regularly in the biggest games this year, which he is capable of. But
It should be Salah's win, like I said,
think
but
Salah will win it.
especially if they win the Champions League now along with.
He needs better performances than yesterday, though.
That-
That's for sure.
You're allowed to have one game off, man.
Yeah, that one though, that counts as 3.
Not those kind of games.
Did you see when Desiree Doué was dribbling and then
Yeah.
it went to Salah and he dribbled out of? I was like, this is a bad game.
Even that pass, there was one pass.
What if he
so
scores 6
underhit.
goals in the tie against Villa? 3 at home, 3 away.
Let him beat PSG first. We're talking about Villa already. I told you in Champions League, don't get too carried away, man.
Sorry, man. I
He's
forgot.
already thinking Arsenal in the semi-finals too. What if he does that?
Hey, you never know. You never know.
We know.
You never know.
We know.
You never know.
But I'd say Salah right now. He's
Round of applause for Barca Benfica.
Chesney has to be.
Oh,
Wow,
shit!
two
It's
go-
2025.
Two
and
goalkeeper
goalkeepers.
shots. Wow. You must be burning inside. Damn.
Wow, man.
Wow.
What
Nah,
shit?
he deserves it, man. Chesney, come on, man. Come out of retirement too.
Huh?
Lungs infested with nicotine. Yeah, shout out
Marlboro
Chesney.
Gold. He needed it after the game. Huh? Marlboro Gold.
Quick game
yeah.
for you.
Camels.
Can you
Yeah, camel like that.
spell Chesney?
SZCZ.
No.
Yeah, he's right, bro. Chill.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
This guy said no.
Oh, to be fair, we don't have Z's in that alphabet. No,
What
he's
did he
got.
say?
Well, can you let him
Oh,
finish?
SZ. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
SZCZ.
Yes.
ESNY.
Yeah! My two-time mastermind chat.
That's not your mastermind chat.
There you go, man. Spelling as well too.
Nerd.
This guy on the said it wrong.
Can you spell Kvaratskhelia?
Kvaraskelia.
No.
Kvaraskelia.
You missed the T.
Don't ask me.
Can you spell Pedri? Feyenoord versus Inter Milan. Robin van Persie. Robin versus Feyenoord against Inter Milan.
RVP's Feyenoord is a crazy thing to say, man.
Disgusting.
Wow, I'm old as hell, man.
RVP's Feyenoord against Inter Milan. 2-0 Inter Milan. Thuram and Lautaro Martinez both
This is your team.
linking up for goals. This is my
This is our team. Come on, man. Come on, man. Internation, man.
Oh, you got flag.
Internation, man.
I never noticed that.
It is my team. I do have to,
I'm actually the original Inter supporter as well.
Welcome, bro.
It's so funny.
welcome. I do have to be honest though, this match I didn't watch. You know,
That's fair,
I didn't
that's
watch
fair,
the match
that's
live, but obviously I've seen everything I've had to see. I'm happy with the result. But yeah, it's a comfortable 2-0 win for Inter, and of course both strikers. When you have two strikers like that, we'll talk about Mbappe and Vinny, and obviously they both didn't show up in a game where Lautaro and Thuram are showing up. You're never going to win. You know, you're never going to get a result.
Yeah.
Did anyone get to see some of that game or speak about anything, or not? Okay, what do you
I just think Inter.
there was also a penalty save, though, wasn't there?
Yeah, they could have been 3-0 up, which I think the penalty was dubious. I'm not sure if Thuram should have actually gone there. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm never sure about those ones, bro. He put his foot in front of the other guy's foot.
Yeah.
It's not intentional. But this is why I think Inter, you're talking about Bayern as a dark horse. It looks like they could be playing each other in the quarterfinals. It's going to be really good.
That's going to be Inter easy.
I think that'll be.
Vincent's company's not got nothing.
Yeah,
for
that's what I was gonna say. It'll be an easy win for Inter.
So I guess that makes them the dark horse then. Because I was going to say, for me, Inter are my dark horse for this entire competition. Maybe not in terms of individual star names like other teams do, but I think with Simone Inzaghi, he just gives them a fighting chance in knockout football against anyone he plays.
Yeah, I think Inter could go all the way to the final because this tie they should see it through. Then it's the Bayern tie. I'm pretty confident that Inter should be able to see that through. If Barca do get to that semi-final, that'd be a good tie. Barca Inter.
It's two contrasting styles.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
well,
Two contrasting styles. It sees what happens. They go through that. They're in the final.
Yeah,
You know,
I
I think tactically he might be one of the best managers in the competition.
easily.
I think
For sure.
In the
as
world.
a collective as well, this is a team that pretty much has been the same for the past 3 years or so with Barron, Pavard, Zielinski, and Zielinski. Nice addition as well. I think playing in this deep role is almost like didn't miss Hakan Çalhanoğlu, to be fair, and they didn't have DeMarco as well. I think Bastoni. He's shown he can settle into that left wing role so comfortably.
He's a unicorn.
Guy's such a
Their
footballer.
team,
bro,
though, it's just like it's a rotating machine. Anyone can really come in. And
Serbia coming in.
Serbia
in 2025.
How old is he? Like 36 or something.
Guys fought cancer.
37.
I mean, come on, bro.
37.
Real men. You know what I mean? It's
Even what's interesting, you're talking about Barca conceding a lot of goals. Inter don't concede
They've
anything.
conceded one goal the whole Champions League, bro.
Ridiculous.
They've conceded one goal all Champions League. One.
If
one of
there's
the craziest stats.
One.
if there's one player to unlock it, it could be Lamine Yamal.
No, of course.
be
That's what I'm saying.
Rafinha.
Barca and Inter,
Yeah,
it's like,
it'll be a
wow,
great game.
unstoppable
But
force
do we
versus
know-
immovable object.
Yeah.
It'll be a good game.
Yeah.
But we don't even know if they'll get there.
Do you know?
of course.
I think they
do you
will.
know
Because
what,
Bayern,
though?
Elise, Kane, you know what Kane's like, especially
And-
against those low block teams when a striker drops so deep into midfield, it's difficult for
It's
low
like I
block
said, too, Champions League is tough to predict, man, because I would have thought Inter last year should have gone to the final, and they lost to Atleti on penalties. So you never know, but I think they have as good a chance as anyone.
I think if
bro.
you look back at that game, though, I think one thing that will be huge if Inter are going to go far is Lautaro putting up those types of performances consistently and in the knockout stages. I
He's
think
another one, man.
if he does the
had a slow start to the season,
Higuain
but you know what it's
syndrome
like, yeah.
kicks in, the 9-goal drought kicks in, that's where they're really going to suffer.
He's another one when the lights are on. Lautaro sometimes.
I think Lautaro was actually even better last year than he was this year. That's the funny thing.
But he had a slow start. He had
Last
Copa
year,
America, then he started the season a bit late, and you know how it takes.
I tell Sharky, I prefer Thuram. I think Thuram is Inter's best attacker. Like,
100%.
maybe some people would agree with that.
This
They're
season,
hard.
this season, for
I
sure.
think Thuram is their best attacker this year, and even the goal that he scores, like that's just brute force, man. And he's the one really for me. But they're such a good partnership. They should get past Feyenoord. I would favor them against Bayern, and then Barca. You never know, man.
It's going to be good for Inter Milan. You know, what do you think their chances are for winning the whole thing? I think no one's talking about them. That's why I have them as dark horses. Bias aside, I have been obviously more invested into the team this season, but on the side of the bracket they're in, as well, I think they're, aside from Barcelona, they're the strongest team in that side.
I think they can consider.
All they have to do is beat Barcelona to get to the final.
They have to be Bayern. I won't disregard Bayern because I had already disregarded against Leverkusen. You never know.
I'm disregarding them, and Celtic almost did the job over them, so I'm disregarding them.
Yeah, we watched that game as well. It was so close.
No, I can't lie. That Celtic game was a bit hairy.
Second, bro.
I would expect Inter too, but I just can't. I
get what you mean.
I remember on this
well.
table last year. Not even to bring Arsenal. I remember last year on this table, everyone discounted Bayern against Arsenal. I was like, Bayern in the Champions League. You never know. Like, I won't discount them, bro.
I think they have the experience as well with the guys like Goretzka.
And they've got the game changers as well, like Elise's, Harry Kane's. Yeah, so it will be a good battle.
It'll be a really good game.
It'll be a very, very good
But I got Inter going through still.
Same, of course. Round of applause for this match?
Thuram for me.
Marcus.
But also Lautaro as well too, becoming Inter's all-time top Champions League goal scorer. So give credit to him as well.
Big up. I didn't say you can have two, but
I mean, we do it as a joint pairing. You know,
it's
like Cole and York, Lautaro and Thuram.
It's like the Golden Boot winner.
Mane.
For the deal, Rashford and Asensio.
This guy said I didn't say you could have two. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, I get it. Now I was saying Rashford and Asensio is another one as well. They're having a good partnership.
Anyways,
Champions League, exactly. Champions League. Champions League.
I'm doing all right.
Right now,
Asensio's kind of carrying a little.
Aston Villa played against Club Brugge away from home. 3-1 win for Aston Villa.
Come on, Villa.
What magical run they're having? They qualified in the top 8 in the league phase. Guaranteed themselves, straight missing the playoffs, go straight through. They got a favourable tie, got a good tie against Club Brugge. 3-1 up away from home in the first game. They
got lucky against Brugge though, man.
Yeah, they should have conceded.
3-1 was deceiving.
They got a really early goal, and obviously so did Brugge, and after that they got 2 late.
But Brugge dominated them for a large part of that game.
But that's how it works,
Champions League for you, man.
I mean, listen, Aston Villa, man. Fair play to them. They're doing something they didn't even believe they could. If you told them a couple of years ago, they were in the Championship.
Yeah,
they're in the Championship when 3
I think there was a stat they compared it to Tottenham, right? I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh.
It was something about I can't remember. I generally can't remember. But they compared the two sides in those 3 years.
In
progressions.
We've been on like a slow decline since 2020. And
when they were in the Championship.
They've almost like the poster boy of how to build your club from the slums to Champions League. And you look at their squad. They've actually built a good squad. You look at the manager, the way he's able to kind of play flexible football. And I think similar to what you said about Arsenal being suited to the Champions League, I actually think Aston Villa are suited with Unai Emery. So Unai Emery is a cup competition manager, let's not forget. And I think even at the start of the season when they qualified for Champions League, I didn't think they would get embarrassed, or I thought they'd qualify from the groups. All they need is favourable draw, and they got Bruges. They went away and they won 3-1 now. And I think seeing guys like Bailey score again as well, I think huge. He's been someone who's been off the pace, I feel like, for the best part of a year or so. But
we don't usually see Jamaicans score in the Champions League.
True. Jamaica.
True.
What did he say?
What's it called? Who was the first one? Wes Morgan, did he score in the Champions League?
No.
Wouldn't be
They
surprised.
did get to a quarter-final, I remember.
I think he did. I think Leon Bailey's the first one since
Wes Morgan against Atletico. Wait, did he score against Atletico?
Yeah, he's the first. Yeah.
Oh, that was the quarter-final game as well.
I think he might have. No, sorry, Sevilla. I think he scored against. It was Sevilla. Yeah, I think it might have been Sevilla.
Big up the Yardies, man.
I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on that.
That's my people, then.
Yeah, he told the
I think he might have.
His first Jamaican since Wes Morgan. To score in the Champions. I mean, obviously, probably there's been other Jamaican players that have scored but don't represent Jamaica, like Raheem Sterling and all these other players. But he's the first Jamaican national team player. But Aston Villa. I mean, listen, is what I said about the Asensio, obviously, and Rashford combination. They didn't combine in this match. Asensio, although again scoring, he's been on a little bit of a tear.
Rashford,
Villa might be in trouble though. They might be in trouble.
They have
they have to make the Champions League next year. I remember. I think I heard it on Talk Sport. I can't remember where I saw it. But they used 96% of their incoming on all their wages to turnover. And that will give them big trouble for PSR next season if they don't get back into the Champions League.
It's going to be interesting.
And now they're like 8th, I think, in the league. And we know Emery likes to throw away league titles for Europe. So
so Wes Morgan did score in the Champions League against Sevilla in 2016. But he's actually not the last person to do it.
Oh, last Jamaican.
Guess who the last person to do it is?
The last
Jamaican. This is a throwback name.
Yeah, the last Jamaican.
When I say this name, you guys.
What? So it's after Wes Morgan.
No,
after
Wes Morgan name in terms of like.
How's it throwback? It was more recent.
Trust me, because you haven't heard this guy's name probably in time.
Oh, it's more recent than.
It's more recent than Wes Morgan, but you probably haven't heard his name since before Wes Morgan.
Wow.
He's Jamaican.
I can tell you the team he scored it for is NK Celja in Slovenia. But this guy
For the
played in
Champions
this guy
League.
used to play in the Premier League.
When have they played in the Champions League?
It was a preliminary game in the Champions League.
Ricardo Fuller.
Ricardo Gardner.
No, not Ricardo Fuller. You guys ready?
Oh, the Champions League qualifying.
Wait.
You guys
I
I don't think you'll get it because I think he's actually probably born in England. No, he's born in Jamaica. Yeah,
And he's representing Jamaica.
yeah, he's a Jamaican international.
Damn. What kind of yardies they got?
Ravel Morris?
I know they got Robert Sanchez in them, man.
You guys ready?
Gone?
Wait.
No. Sharky likes these ones.
Give me the first letter.
What's the first letter of his
No,
name?
his first name.
Second
go
name.
on.
Was first or second?
Go on.
Second.
First letter of his second name is A.
Adi Akinbaye.
Wow.
I don't think you'll get it. It's crazy. You guys ready?
Yeah, I'm stumped, man.
Rolando Aarons.
Orlando
Newcastle.
Yes.
That's why I say he's a throwback because he played for Newcastle so long ago. But yeah,
yes.
he's the last
preliminary
Jamaican
round,
to
though.
score. Yeah.
Damn.
The preliminary
I give
round.
Miss Flowers though, man.
fair.
Shout out. What is it? Selge or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Selge.
There you go. But yeah,
crazy how football works,
But yeah,
man.
big result for Aston Villa. Looks like now they've got obviously a comfortable lead coming back into Birmingham. Obviously, Marcus Rashford got a start in the Champions League. He's now started as many Champions League knockout games for Aston Villa as he has for Man United in the last 5 seasons.
But
You say from the Jams.
Hey, hold on.
Hey, Liz is burning that out one.
Hey, Fraser Forster went further in the Champions League than these guys did this year. Oh, I know. You know he doesn't play for Celtic anymore.
In your face.
I love those little sneak ones.
That's
my favourite. I love the research team, man.
Say this stat. Yeah, say no more.
He didn't see it coming. He didn't see it coming. He was in the library and he just got sniped.
Yeah. But in all competitions, in all seriousness, in all competitions, Marcus Rashford, since he made his Villa debut, he's created more big chances than any Premier League player across all comps, despite only playing 282 minutes. So he's starting off really well. Enjoying life at Aston Villa.
Shout out Marcus.
Last game, Dortmund versus Lille, 1-1 ball draw. Was it a ball draw? I didn't watch it. I just said a ball draw. I like the sound of it.
Well,
It
what
was
Leeds
1-1.
told us
I didn't
before.
see this game. Anyone see it?
Lille versus Dortmund. I did not watch this game.
Lille
1 minute,
scored
1
their
minute,
first
30
shot on
seconds.
target in the 68th minute through Haraldson to earn a 1-1 draw.
Adeyemi's goal was
This is the last year's finalists. Yeah, Adeyemi as well.
Shout out them, man, over there, man.
I can't lie from the edge of the box.
Danny
But
Harris' mate.
let's be honest. Last year, they were deserving to be in the final.
They were, but they weren't.
They were.
Yeah.
The way they
Yeah, the
punched up
PSG
PSG in the
tie.
semi.
They didn't punch them up. Hold on. They
They did what I'm trying to do to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
They did what I'm trying to do to Real Madrid. Just frustrate them. You know what I mean? Just
Full crook.
They got. I think they got lucky against PSG. Seriously, the amount of times PSG hit the post in that second leg, bro, I couldn't.
Game is the
believe it.
game, B.
They took
said
care
it.
of business.
You
They
need
beat
it.
Dortmund. Yeah.
What did you say earlier? You need the luck.
You need it.
You need the
especially in
luck.
Champions League. But yeah, they're last year's finalists. They obviously got the draw against Lille. It's going to be interesting as well to see how the second leg goes. I'm not going to lie, I didn't see much of this game, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it.
Yeah.
But a 1-1 draw sets up a nice second leg at Lille. Lille also have been doing really well this year in Champions League. Also got automatic qualifications in the league.
I think they're going to
phase.
beat them.
Huh?
I think Lille will beat them.
Coming back to France, I think Lille might take it. And then
Well,
Lille, who
Dortmund
did
are
Lille have
10th
after that?
in the league, I think.
Lille would
this season.
play
Who
the winner of Barcelona probably.
Lille play Barcelona or Benfica in the quarterfinal.
Yeah, I think
of
Lille will get them.
of the Champions
Whipping
League.
boys round.
Quick question though, what's been your goal of the round?
Julian Alvarez. The fact he wasn't even facing the goal, bro. His
Yeah.
body was literally at a 90-degree
Yeah.
angle of the goal. That or Rodrigo.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Rodrigo because of the assist from Valverde. It's on your weaker foot. It sets the tone for the game as well. And it's Rodrigo.
I'm going Julian.
I go
It was so
Alvarez.
far out. And it bent
the-
right at
it's
the last
the
second.
whip he
The
got,
last
like,
second.
yeah.
And it was just nick the post on the inside.
Yeah.
I like those ones, man. Side netting. You like those.
Oh, love it.
Side netting, yeah.
I'm going no line.
You're a nasty piece of work, you.
What do you like about that goal?
Y'all can have this charity goal. Yeah. Yay!
I like the
Noah!
celebration, innit? Like that one. Like I didn't do it this time, but I like it. That's been the Champions League roundup, guys.
Wait, we've got to do 1%ers, man.
For the 1%,
I want all the 1%ers to comment SDSFC.
please,
I need
please,
all
you're
the
still
comment
here.
Yep.
I was being serious. I said it. Generally, we would need your support. We'd love your support. The draft is on Monday the 10th. You will finally see which players play for SDSFC, and we want you guys to show them so much love. But the way you find that out is by following us on Instagram, SDSFC_. It's on the screen right now. Please follow us. It's in the description as well if you can't find it. And we'll see you very soon for another video. Bye.
Peace.